from Kicking Goals. And in this video today, you guessed it, it's the round 3 footy tips video. First of all, I'm going to check who's winning the tipping and who got the most tips right for the week. And the people who've got the most tips right for the week, we've got 3 people, and they are ESPN Footy Tips user, Graz and Pammy V. They're the 3 people that got 7 out of 8. And the leader of the tipping comp at the moment is Graz with 18. He's doing a good job. And for my tipping, I tipped 6 out of 8. So the 2 games that I got wrong were Collingwood and Geelong. So let's just get into this week's footy tips. So the first game is between Brisbane and Collingwood at the Gather on the Thursday night in the grand final rematch. Brisbane are coming off a bye. Before the bye, they had a shock loss to Fremantle. I mean, they choked like a 25-point lead or so after kicking the first 4 goals of that game. I don't know what's happened to Brisbane. And with Collingwood, they also are winless still. They had a shock loss to St Kilda on last Thursday. Couldn't believe it. Like, I don't know what's going on with Collingwood. Are they on their way to a premiership hangover, just like Geelong were the year prior? Only time will tell. So it's a grand final rematch this week. Both teams are hunting for their first win of the season. I reckon Brisbane are in slightly better form, so I'm going to tip Brisbane to win by 8 points. So now the second match of the week is between North Melbourne and Carlton on the Good Friday match. North Melbourne are coming off a loss against Fremantle. They were up by 33 points at one stage and they looked like they were going to win, but then they mucked it up and Fremantle came back into the contest and ran all over them in the end. And Carlton, they had the bye last week, and the week before they beaten Richmond in a 5-point thriller. So that's 6 games in a row that Carlton have won by under a goal. Unbelievable. Like, we've been really lucky in close games, but we've got to be more competitive in games now. You know, especially against North Melbourne, we've got to win them by a reasonable margin. And I'm obviously going to tip Carlton here because we'll be strong favourites against North Melbourne. And I'm going to tip them to win by 68 points. We need that percentage. So the next game is between Fremantle and Adelaide on the Friday night. So there's 2 Friday games this week, which is stupid. I don't know why. But anyway, Fremantle are coming off a 33-point comeback and they beaten North Melbourne in the end by a comfortable amount, and they start their season 2-0. And Adelaide, well, they had a disappointing loss against Geelong last Friday night. There's some question marks how they're going to go this year. So I reckon it's going to be a close game though. It could be anyone's game, but I am going to tip Fremantle in this match to win by 3 points in a nail-biter. So the 4th game for the week is between Essendon and St Kilda at the MCG. Essendon didn't have the best game against Sydney. They started off well, but they dropped off and Sydney ran away all over them in the end. St Kilda, they had a brilliant win over Collingwood, the reigning premiers, with Jack Higgins kicking 4 goals and Max King doing his part and Tim Emery getting back to his best after he missed out in playing in the finals last year of personal reasons. St Kilda won it really well for Danny Frawley for Spud. Great way to pay tribute for him. And Jack Higgins, wow, he kicked one of the goals of the year. It's pretty much the goal of the year at the moment. Most people think it's out of bounds, but the umpire didn't think so. It was just unbelievable, and that's what won them the match, that Jack Higgins goal. So, in this match, I trust St Kilda more, so I'm going to lean towards them. I'm going to tip them to win by 5 points. Now, the next match is between Port Adelaide and Melbourne at the Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide are coming off a 30-point win over Richmond. They didn't do too good in the first half, but then in the second half they got away with it, and then they did it for Boak in his 350th game. Great way to celebrate Travis Boak's milestone game. He's been a legend for Port Adelaide for years. And with Melbourne, they had an easy win over Hawthorn, so they're getting their season on track now. But in this contest, I reckon it's going to be like last year when these two sides met at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to tip Port Adelaide in another close one, this time by a point. I reckon Port Adelaide will win this one. Now the next match is between the Western Bulldogs and the West Coast Eagles. The Western Bulldogs had a comfortable win over the Gold Coast Suns. That was their first win of the season. And with West Coast, well, they only kicked 5 goals against GWS. GWS won that game easy, so West Coast have got problems there. Harley Reid didn't play his best game again, the number 1 pick, but he'll get there. It will take him time. I remember these two teams met last year in round 23. The Bulldogs somehow lost to West Coast, and that cost them finals. The Dogs will learn from that, and I'm going to tip the Bulldogs to win by 89 points. Like, Bontempelli was good last week. Tim English was good. Oscar Baker was good with 3 goals. Cody Wakeman was good with 6 goals, a career high. So yeah, Bulldogs. So the next match is between Richmond and Sydney at the MCG on the Sunday afternoon, twilight. Richmond, coming off a 30-point loss against Port Adelaide, they had a good start in the first half, but then they slowed down in the second half and Port got away with it. And Sydney, well, they had a good 30-point win over Essendon, and they're 3-0 to start the season, so they're doing really well. With Sydney, they always find a way, somehow, to be the half-decent side. I don't know what John Longmire does with Sydney every year, but he always finds a way to make Sydney a half-decent side. Like, they don't have Buddy Franklin anymore, and they don't have Tom Hickey, and Sam Reid's been out injured for a hell of a long time since the grand final against Geelong. But they always find a way to be half-decent. Longmire. Anyway, I was at a mate's place watching the Sydney versus Essendon game. I mean, I didn't watch all of it because we were doing stuff, but we watched all of the second half and probably half of the second quarter. Yeah, it was a close game early on, but Chad Warner was good for Sydney. Isaac Heaney's in career best form, He's probably on 9 Brownlow votes now, when you look at it, which is unbelievable. He's an unlikely leader after 3 rounds. Where did he come from? And Tom Papley was good with 4 goals. Grundy was decent as well. So I'm going to tip Sydney to win by 56 points. Now the last match of the week is between Hawthorn and Geelong, the Easter Monday match at the MCG. Hawthorn are coming off a horror loss against Melbourne. I mean, they're still rebuilding as expected. And Geelong, they had a brilliant win over the Crows on the Friday night. Tom Stewart in his 150th game, he was best on ground. But Geelong, the real concern for them is Patrick Dangerfield's hamstring injury. He did it in the last few minutes of the game and he got subbed off, and they said he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks. So, but I'm sure Geelong will still win comfortably against Hawthorn without him, and I'm tipping Geelong to win by 79 points.
All right, everybody. We've got our fourth special guest here. You'll probably know him from the AFL community, Sammy GFC. So how you going today, Sammy? You good?
I'm going for it.
That's good.
Yeah, it's currently nearly midnight. I'm quite tired, as you can see, but yeah, should be good.
Yeah. Anyway, how is your YouTube channel going? Are you kicking any goals?
No, I'm kicking behind Nick. No, the channel's been quite dead recently, but
yeah, I noticed that.
I've been gaining subs and then I'm started losing them. Views have just been terrible at the moment. So, and plus, I haven't uploaded in 12 days, so hopefully something happens.
It can be annoying when you lose subscribers.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of subscribers, how many do you have now?
We are at 1,945. So 2K, like gather around. Go, boys.
So at around 60 more subscribers to go. How long have you been doing AFL videos? And apart from Studi, who is your biggest influence?
He's probably going to hate me here, but Kevin McDonald. Grew up watching him, and yeah, I was like, you know what? I met him in 2019, as well as met him in 2018 or 2018 at the Footy Festival, and then I was like, you know what? Let's start trying to upload. I think I gained maybe 300, 400 subs from there, and then I think 2019, I filmed a video with him. I didn't film it properly, but I reckon if I filmed it actually better, the video would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
He helped me with a few things as well. Yeah, I'd say Kate McDonald.
Yeah, he's got over 80,000 subscribers, Kate McDonald has. The Gather Round in Adelaide is coming up really soon. Are you going to it? And if so, are you doing another vlog?
Am I going to it? Yeah, I should be. I think I'm leaving at 4 a.m. to go there. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit hard, but yeah, there should be another vlog coming out about it.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to Gather Round again because I'll be definitely going there again as well.
Hopefully the Warriors win and Carlton lose again.
I'm hoping it's the other way around.
No, I don't think it will, mate.
Whatever. Have you ever had a proper haircut? Like a real one?
Proper haircut?
Yeah, like a real one at the shop?
Mate, what the hell? Obviously, yes. So wicked. What?
No, because your hair's always looking funny all the time.
No, that's fine right now.
Yeah. Because I remember you shaved it all off once.
Yeah, I did. Just the donkey, because he had cancer, and I was like, you know what? Let's try to raise money for him. Showed him on an old YouTube video or something, and then he was pretty happy with it. And yeah.
Yeah. So you did it for Yardy Doherty at the time.
Yep. It's the time, mate.
Alright, and by the way, did you really use a Space Invaders intro in your old videos?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And why?
Oh, my. my team ladder prediction.
The
The Justin Rioli video.
classic video.
Yeah, it was.
That classic video.
I think I said the most stupidest thing. I was like, Essendon are going to win the Brown or something. Essendon are going to win the flag. Pepper to win the Brown. It was the most stupidest thing.
Yeah, because you're being biased towards your own team.
Yeah, I was being quite biased. I generally thought we had a decent team. Did we play finals 2011? Pretty sure.
Yeah, you did, but you got knocked out against West Coast.
Yeah, that's right. We got smacked in Perth.
Yeah. So your team Essendon finished 11th last year. What are you expecting from the Bombers this year?
There's not really too much to be aware of. Like, they're still a young side. They're still inexperienced. Thought they were going to play finals last year, but yeah, they just faded out last bit of the year, conceding 126 points against the Giants over there. Was pretty shocking. I think there was a few more losses as well. We had late in the year. We lost to Sydney in the close game. Who else did it was? Bulldogs, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Bulldogs we lost. Geelong we got smashed. And yeah, we beat Carlton. We should have won that. But yeah, we just faded out later in the year.
Yeah. Apart from Carlton, who do you think might win this year's premiership?
Definitely not Carlton. Sydney are looking very good at the moment.
Yeah.
Sydney are looking good, very good at the moment.
Yeah.
It's either Sydney. I reckon it's either Sydney or Port Adelaide to win. I think the Port have a chance. Bring in like Radicalia, Soldo, Sweet, Sir Thatcher, helps their back line a lot. Yeah, their team's pretty good all around.
Yeah, like Port have started the season all right, and Sydney, well, they're just getting better and better, even without Buddy Franklin playing anymore.
Yeah, I think Amati's going to be that good ball.
Yeah, Amati's looking promising, and Logan McDonald's looking good too.
Yeah, McDonald's is done. McDonald is unreal.
Yeah. How long have you been supporting Essendon for?
I've been supporting Essendon since 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
I didn't really, because I did Auskick like growing up, and I was like, I don't know who to go for. Like, my next door neighbour, while their son goes Essendon, still good mates with them, actually. Yeah, so I grew up with them, and we played junior footy together, and I was like, you know what, I'll go for Essendon. The first game was against Melbourne.
Yep.
I think we lost. We lost by a point. I think it was 2014 or something.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Didn't really go to the footy too much when I was growing up, but yeah, another memory was the game. It was against St Kilda. What game was it? It was where Danaher took the mark. 2017. We were playing Friday night footy.
Yeah.
At Marvel. Danaher takes a grab and goes around the corner, spots the goal.
Yeah.
And he wins Mark of the Year from that. So
yeah, he took 2 rippers that night on Carlisle.
Yeah, it was good.
There
was another game against the Saints as well. I think it was 2016. Because I remember playing Auskick at like half time on the ground. But the thing is, with that, they gave me like stupid like St Kilda job, and I started crying. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Is it true that you go for Essendon because of your next door neighbour?
But it was actually their son and my brother, you idiot. It's my brother as well.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to play for the Bombers when you grow up?
Currently, I think the dream's over, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's always been a childhood memory, dream to play AFL footy, but yeah, I'm not very good. I'm not very good.
Yeah.
So hopefully to work with the club would probably be another dream of mine. So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I'd like that if I wanted to work at Carlton.
Yeah, I think you're a chance.
There is a nasty rumour doing the rounds that eat way too many chicken burgers. Is that true or just gossip?
It's just gossip, mate. Yeah, I hate when people say that. It's so stupid. It's so... Nick, I'm telling you, it's retarded. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Sorry, I had to ask that.
It's so stupid. I hate when people say that. I'm gonna get it so much in Gather. It's gonna be annoying.
Well, just don't mention anything.
Well, they're gonna have to mention it, so yeah, get ready for it.
All right, and finally, apart from Paddy Cripps, who do you consider to be the best AFL player ever?
What, are we talking like old players or like?
It can be anyone.
Decent question, I guess. Like who? Like best AFL player?
Yeah, like who's your favourite player that you've ever watched in your time?
Oh, favourite player. For me, you're probably gonna be like White. He doesn't even play for Essendon, but for me, Gary Ablett Jr. He was just my favourite player growing up.
Yeah, he was really good too. Mine was Buddy Franklin.
Yeah. I think if you want me to say Essendon player, I would have to say Joe Watson.
Yeah.
Watson, he was just my favourite player growing up. Still love him to this day. Got robbed at Brownlow. So you can complain all you want, but he deserves that.
Yeah, my favourite Carlton player was Chris Judd.
Yeah. So
yeah, so is there anything else you want to add before we wrap things up?
Don't think so.
All right.
Any other questions?
Well, I think we've wrapped everything up that I've asked you. We're looking forward to seeing you in Gabba Round next week.
Yeah, should be good.
With some other content creators as well.
Yeah. Should be a good trip.
And by the way, Zay Burnell, it's Palmer, not Palmy.
Can't really hear that, I guess.
Yeah.
Can't really hear that.
If you're watching this, Zay, it's Palmer. All right. So thank you, Sammy, for coming on.
No worries at all, Nicholas.
So thank you all for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Catch you guys.